In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice tags out Trey Cluxton right. Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later! 2.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. Zach Hall, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he robbed it! What a catch! What a catch!
They're coming home. And he hits it. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. Yeah, he's amazing at all. I don't know if I like it. Oh! He got him. Oh my God! He robbed the play before he was there.
Cat, Aubrey switched the first. Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil! In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice tags out Trey Cluxton right. Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later! 2.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. a shot. Tackle, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he loved it. What a catch! What a catch!
Bears coming home. And he gets out. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. He's amazing at all. I don't know if I like it. Oh! Down. He got him. Oh my God! He crossed the plate before he was there.
Catch! Aubrey switched the first. Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil! In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver!
And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Cluxton right. Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later! 2.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. Tackle, what a play! Okay. He's amazing at all. I don't know if I like it. Oh, no! He got him. Oh my God! He crossed the plate before he was there.
Cat Aubrey flips the first. Flare it up. What a play from Peter McNeil! In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice tags out Trey Cluxton right. Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Cross, get out, ball later! 2.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. Zach Hall, what a play!
Oh, and moonshot. Oh, he rolled it! What a catch! What a catch!
Bears coming home. And he hits it. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is.
That's in play. That's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver!
And that is destroyed! Tie game!
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
To that. What a play over at third.
That's in play, and he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice.
Cross, get out, ball later!
And that ball is out of here. Walk off home run. Oh, top for the out. His Bears coming home. And he hits it. And that's a shot. Zach Hall. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Flips it over to first. I don't know if I like it.
Flips the first. Oh, and moonshot. Oh, he rolled it! Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
What is going on, ballers, and welcome to the second matchup in the AWA for the 2023 season. We have the Atlantic Aces facing off against the Northern Nighthawks here on a beautiful sunny day in Edmonds, Washington. What is going on, everybody? I am Mark Campanero. I'm joined alongside Chase Winkler. We're going to be your broadcast team today for this awesome matchup between these two teams. Very excited. We have a team playing in their first ever inception, the Atlantic Aces. We have a lot of players making their AWA debuts, and it's going to be a good one here today, Chase.
It's going to be a real fun day, you know. Inaugural game for the Aces, and, you know, we got a couple of debuts coming here. Going to be a fun day. I think it's Aaron's birthday also, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's Aaron Schofield's birthday. And honestly, you know, over-under, what are we thinking? 2 home runs today? Over-under 2?
Man, I'm thinking 3.
3?
Yeah,
I think I agree with that. Hot take today is Aaron Schofield on his birthday hitting 3 home runs for the Atlantic Aces.
3 home runs. I think that's right.
All right. And as you can see on the screen, we have the Atlantic Aces lineup. We have hitting 1 pitcher Aaron Schofield. In this 2 spot, we have third baseman Moses Valadez. Third is first baseman Morgan Granich. At second, we have Jack Scholl, and the designated hitter tonight is Kanoa Jandok. That is your Atlantic Aces lineup. And for the Northern Nighthawks, we have hitting first is Chance Justice. Chance, unfortunately, will not be here for game number 1, but he will be here for games 2 and 3 of this series. Jack Blehouse will be on the mound pitching in game 1. Philip Grossenbacher will hit third, and Drew Gradwall will hit last in the Northern Nighthawks lineup. Those are your lineups here for the games today. And we do have Robert down on the field with team captain of the Atlantic Aces, Aaron Schofield.
All right, Aaron, you've had a really great defensive season so far. Is defense win championships your motto so far this year?
I think so. I think we need to play strong D this year, and I think we need to hit the ball a little bit too.
Yeah. How has that hitting been? How has that separation been for you guys, hitting and defense? How have you viewed that as a team this year?
Well, so far we haven't had our first game, so we'll see how it goes today. I think we have a strong hitting group, though. I think we're going to hit a lot of home runs today.
Do you believe building chemistry is your biggest goal today?
I think so, just making sure that everyone is on the same page. A few of us know each other already, so I think we got a good group.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks, Aaron, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Robert. That was team captain Aaron Schofield of the Atlantic Aces. Many of you may remember Aaron Schofield. He was a member of the Western Wolfpack last season, but with the expansion of the AWA this season, we had 2 expansion teams. The Atlantic Aces is one of them, and Aaron Schofield, the team captain of that team, that's a big ad. That's a big ad for him, and he's got a great team behind him.
You know, I think Aaron's the right guy to lead this new team.
I agree.
You know, he's showed last year that he's more than capable of putting the team on his back when Alex maybe isn't having his best day. And so for him to take this new team of 4 guys who maybe haven't, you know, most experience in the league, but I think he's going to do a real great job leading them and flip this team around soon.
I agree. It's going to be exciting to see this Atlantic Aces squad today. You know, we have a lot of players making their AWA debuts. We have guys like Morgan Granich making his debut. We have guys like Kanoa Jandok making his debut. Philip Grossenbacher for the Nighthawks. Drew Gradwall for the Nighthawks. And we're gonna see a lot of different players in these, you know, first games for a lot of these teams, and it'll be interesting throughout the season to see how these guys play. And we'll also see how their fantasy stocks and their fantasy values do. For those of you who don't know, we are doing fantasy wiffle ball this year in the AWA. So keep watching. You'll be able to pick up your favorite players week in and week out and be able to win prizes each week in fantasy wiffle ball. We are about to get first pitch going here for game number 1 between the Atlantic Aces and the Northern Nighthawks. Jack Blehouse will be on the mound for the Nighthawks.
All right.
And we're getting ready.
Jack, man, he's just so experienced.
Tough pitcher. That sweeping screwball, curveball that he has is very, very effective, and it's a difficult pitch to hit.
It's intimidating.
It is intimidating.
You know, you can even see, even if you know it's coming, it's hard to hit.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem with it, you know.
Absolutely.
He's just been dicing up hitters for almost 3 years now, I think. So.
He does, and he goes to it a lot, and it's been working for him. And here we go. Aaron Schofield will lead it off for the Atlantic Aces, their first game ever in the AWA. Aaron Schofield at the dish on his birthday as he looks at ball one high there. 1-0 the count. Outside for ball two, 2-0.
There Jack shows right there his just repertoire. It's immense.
And that's high for ball three. A quick 3-0 count here to Schofield. And that is in the dirt, a 4-pitch walk, and that's how the Atlantic Aces start here in the AWA. Aaron Schofield, a walk in his first plate appearance. And up stepping now for the Aces is Moises Valadez. Valadez, he was on the Western Wolfpack last season as well, and he played very well in the few games that he did fill in for the Wolfpack.
He's ready to hit. Taking a good hack at that first pitch right there.
It's a good foul there as the count now moves 1-1 to Valadez. In the dirt for ball two. 2-1, runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the first. The first game of this 3-game series. Ground ball past Jack Playhouse on the mound. Drew Gradwell flips to Phillip at second. He's not gonna be out though. Phillip did bobble the ball over there at second base. Aaron Schofield, great base running from him as he goes from second to third.
It's a tough play right there.
That is tough. That's a tough play.
You know, those ground balls, they may seem easy, but when you got a bang, you got someone running down right at you, kind of freak out a little bit sometimes.
Absolutely. Those ground balls in the infield are probably the toughest play that you'll get in wiffle ball. Normally an easy out in baseball, but in wiffle ball, they can be difficult.
Yep. That defense is key in this league.
Quick 2-0 here to Morgan Granich, making his debut today. It's now 3 balls and no strikes, and Jack just trying to find the zone as that's low and outside. A 4-pitch walk to Granich, and that walks the bases loaded for the Atlantic Aces, and Jack Scholl coming up to the plate. Aces just have their first run ever, just right over there at third. Potentially might see the first run here for the Aces early in this game one. First pitch to Jack Scholl is in there for strike one. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss on the slider from Jack Playhouse, and Scholl is behind 0-2. Pitch is high and outside for ball one. 1-2 here to Scholl. Low for ball two, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Aces so far here early have done well against the great pitcher, Jack Playhouse, 2-time MVP in the AWA, Jack Playhouse. 2-2 to Scholl is low and inside, full count. Swing and a miss, and Jack Scholl strikes out. That is Jack Playhouse's first strikeout in the AWA this season, and there's now 1 away here in the top of the first. And up steps Kanoa Jandok in his first ever plate appearance here in the AWA. As that is outside for ball one. 1-0.
Let's see what he can do.
Hits the zone, strike one. Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't, as broadcasters, we haven't really seen what these guys can do, these new guys, and that's fouled off. So.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see all these new faces out here, see what they can bring to the table, you know. Adding talent to this league is just what we want overall, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think this league, I think it's We have the best players and the best competition this season by far out of the 4 years we've been doing this.
No doubt, no doubt.
Ground ball to Jack Blayhouse on the mound. He bobbles, tries to go home, and he's going to be safe at home. Aaron Schofield scoring. That's the Aces' first ever run in the league. It's 1-0 here in the top of the first. Tough play for Jack Blayhouse right there as he bobbled the ground ball, tried to go home with it, but it was not in time to get Aaron Schofield. And Schofield now up to the plate, 1-0 to him.
Let's see if we can get his pitch here.
Outside at 2-0. He's our pick for 3 home runs today.
He
so,
is.
you know, we'll see what he can do.
If I had to set a lineup tonight, I think I'd put him in for sure.
Absolutely. Fouls that one off. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Aaron Schofield. And there's still only 1 out here in the top of the first. Aces still have the bases loaded, looking to do some damage and take a big early lead here in game 1. That's outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Schofield. That's low and in the dirt, and Aaron Schofield has now walked in consecutive at-bats. That'll walk in a run for the Aces, and they lead it 2-0.
Aaron showing his discipline early.
Excellent job from him.
Not getting too Homer happy on his birthday, you know?
Exactly. You got to do what you got to do to win.
You got to do what you got to do, but I know he's thinking about it in the back of his head.
I think we'll see those homers come later today. 1-0 here to Moses Valadez. 2-0 now the count. 3 balls, no strikes, and Blayhouse is just struggling to find that zone right now. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Valadez. That's back-to-back walks. And another run comes in for the Aces. It's now 3-0. Still 1 out, and the bases still juiced for Morgan Granich, who's sporting the eye black today. And, you know,
I'm liking it. The headband under the hat also.
I love it. He is swagged out today. I love it.
Let's see if we can give it a ride right here.
Fouls that first pitch off.
These Aces hitters are ready to hit.
I love
like
that.
It.
Love
I like
that.
it. It's our motto here, dingers or nothing.
Big hacks as that's ripped foul down the third base line. 0-2 the count. And Granich is swinging. And, you know, again, back to the eye black. Not many people wear it in the league.
No,
it's just me and I think Granich at this point.
I think it's just you, Mark, you know. But if you're wearing the eye black, you got to live up to it, right?
Exactly.
And that's for sure what you do, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Chase. 1-2 here to Granich. That's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pivotal count here. Bases loaded. 1 out. 3-0. Let's see if Jack can maybe get out of this.
Yeah.
Or the Ace is going to extend their lead.
Be massive if he could get a strikeout right here. Limit the damage.
That'd be huge. Let's see what he breaks out here for his potential strikeout pitch.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Granich. That's exactly what Jack Blayhouse needed. As the second out here in the top of the first. Up steps Jack Scholl. First pitch strike down the middle, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Scholl is down 0-2. Big few last pitches here from Blayhouse. And that hits the zone, strike 3. A 3-pitch strikeout sits down Jack Scholl. But the Aces, they score 3 runs here in the top of the first. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. Aces lead it 3-0.
Good stuff, good stuff.
bottom of the first started. Atlantic Aces with a 3-0 lead here early in game number 1 of the 3-game series. Again, Northern Nighthawks only playing this game number 1 with 3 players. Chance Justice, who will be here for games 2 and 3, unable to make it for this first game. But Philip Grossenbacher in his AWA debut will step to the plate first for the Nighthawks as he looks at ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Here to go to Grossenbacher.
Are those cleats he's wearing?
I think so. Wow. Sporting some cleats out there.
Only other person I know that sports cleats here is Mr. Jake Oliver.
Jake Oliver.
Wow, this guy means business.
Absolutely. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike here to Grossenbacher. Swing and a miss, the high cheese, and Schofield able to work his way back. It's now 3-2. Ripped over the head of Valadez. It hits off the top of the fence. Just barely, and Schofield decides to try it and throw it Grossenbacher. Grossenbacher able to advance on the throw. That was an aggressive attempt there from Schofield, trying to get Grossenbacher as he was a little bit off the bag over there at first base. But Philip Grossenbacher, his first ever hit in the AWA, he goes off the top wall over there in left field.
Good for him. Getting dirty also.
Excellent job there for Philip Grossenbacher, and Jack Playhouse up to the plate now for the Nighthawks. He'll look at strike 1, 0-1. And that was big for the Nighthawks. I mean, they're down 3-0 here. They needed to get something started, and that's exactly what Grossenbacher did for them.
That's exactly what you want to see from Philip in his AWA debut, you know, leading off with a double like that. What else can you ask for?
Absolutely.
Missing a home run by a couple inches.
That was tough. You gotta get him in the weight room a little bit higher there, and that would have been gone. 2-1 the count to Jack Playhouse. It's high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, runner on second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And Playhouse looks at that pitch outside, and he will draw a walk. And the Nighthawks have runners on first and second with nobody out for Drew Gradwall, who is also in his AWA debut. First pitch to Gradwall hits him for ball 1, 1-0. You know, we were talking to Drew a little bit before the game. He said, you know, I think I'm going to go 1 for 4 tonight. I don't know what that 1 hit's going to be, but, you know, we'll see. As he's got a hitter's count here, 2 balls, no strikes.
Why not give it a ride, Drew?
3-0 outside. I agree. I hope we can get a hold of one tonight. Be pretty cool.
Yep. If you go 1 for 4, that 1 home run, man.
Yes.
Could be the big difference.
Exactly. 3-0 here to Gradwall. Again, runners on first and second, nobody out. In the bottom of the first inning, Atlantic Aces in their first ever game in the AWA, an expansion team this season. They lead it 3-0. The 3-0 to Gradwall is high, and he will walk. Bases are loaded for the Nighthawks. Still nobody out, and Grossenbacher will come back up to the plate, having hit a single off the top of the left field wall in his first at-bat. Going to be a ghost runner over there at second base. That's ripped over off the right center field fence. Jack Playhouse will score. Phillip will go over to second on the throw, and 2-run score for the Nighthawks. It's a 2 RBI single for Philip Grossenbacher. And the score is now 3-2 Atlantic Aces. What a job from Grossenbacher. He is ripping the ball all over the field to both sides of the field.
Seems like he's been playing wiffle ball his whole life, man.
Played against him in Little League, and he is an athlete, I will tell you that. 1-0. Fouls that one back. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Jack Playhouse, who walked in his first plate appearance. High for 2 and 1. Ground ball back to Aaron Schofield. It's under his hand. Drew Gradwell's going to score. Credit Jack Blehaus with an RBI single there, and that ties the game up at 3-3. Runners at the corners. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Nighthawks were down 3-0 at the beginning of the inning, and they now tie it up here at 3-3.
You know, with 3 hitters, you kind of get in that rhythm. It's kind of nice sometimes, you know? You know, you love having your teammates there, right? I mean, who doesn't? But when there's only 3 guys and you get to run through the order like that, there's something just fun about it.
You make a good point. It's almost like, especially when all your guys are, you know, hitting well, it seems like almost an advantage when you just keep getting up there. You're constantly up there every couple of batters. It can be an advantage in wiffle ball. 1 and 1 to Gradwell. That is outside. 2 and 1 the count. Yeah, you know, you make a great point there, Chase, because I get nervous when I have to play against 3 guys, because when they're hitting, they're playing well.
Hey, you know, you think that they only have 3 guys, 2 fielders, that, you know, you should beat them, right?
Exactly.
But just almost that pressure of thinking you should beat them sometimes comes and nips you in the behind.
Exactly, and it can come back to bite you. And that's ball 4 to Gradwell. That'll walk the bases loaded.
Yeah, like we were just talking about, I mean, when you got a guy like Phillip who's ripping the ball all over the park today and he gets to hit every two, 3 batters, I mean, it's great for your team, man.
Exactly. Grossenbacher in his debut, he's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And he comes back up to the plate with the bases loaded as he looks at ball 1 outside. And you just said it, Chase. I mean, geez. When you got a guy like Grossenbacher who's hitting like this is just an advantage for the Nighthawks.
He's showing us earlier on that he can go left, he can go right. I mean, he can hit it anywhere, man. It's pretty impressive.
2-0 to Grossenbacher as he swings at the high pitch there. 2-1. Still no outs in the inning for the Aces. Popped up to center field. Scholl can't get there. Jack Blehaus will score and give Grossenbacher another RBI. He's 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Phillip Grossenbacher, have a day in your debut.
It's a nice 1,000 on the year for Mr. Phillip Grossenbacher.
Still no outs here in the inning. Jack Blehaus to the plate. Bases are still loaded.
Okay.
That hits the zone. What a pitch there from Aaron Schofield. 0-1 the count. That is right inside for ball 1. 1-1. Fouled off. 1-2. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the Aces, they really need to get an out here.
Looking for their first out here in the inning.
Outside, full count. Now to Jack Blehaus, who has walked in his first couple appearances. And he will walk again. That walks in another run for the Nighthawks. Score is now 5-3. Nighthawks lead it. And remember, to everybody out there, we have a 6-run limit in innings 1 and 2 in the AWA. So if the Nighthawks score 1 more, that will be the inning. If a home run happens, though, if a grand slam here happens, all runs will count. Drew Gradwell to the plate.
Oh, and he's swinging for the downs there.
I love it. I love it. End the inning off on a bang. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Gradwell. And in the bottom of the first, it's been all Nighthawks.
Let's see if Aaron can find something out there.
2-1 pitch to Gradwall. There's a ground ball over to Valadez at third. He is able to get Jack Playhouse at third, but it will not matter because Philip Grossenbacher will score on the ground out, and that reaches the 6-run limit here in the bottom of the first. The Nighthawks, they now lead it 6-3, and more good news for the Nighthawks. Chance Justice just got here for the game, and he is trotting out there for the Nighthawks.
I don't think so right now. How do I do it for the...
The second inning started here in game number 1 of this 3-game series between the Northern Nighthawks and the Atlantic Aces. Nighthawks leading it 6-3 in the top of the second. It's the Nighthawks, they scored the run limit in the bottom of the first. They were down 3-0 to start that bottom of the first, but they get all 6 runs, reach the run limit, and here we are, new ball game at 6-3 in the top of the second.
Here we go. See if the Aces can add some on. Got Kanoa Jandock up. He's 1 for 1 on the day so far with a single. So let's see if he can add on to that.
First pitch to Jandock is low and outside for ball 1, 1-0. Popped up, it's ripped, it's high, it's deep, and it is gone. Kanoa Jandock hits his first home run in the AWA. It's a solo shot. And it is now 6-4. Nighthawks still lead it. What a hit there from Kanoa Jandock.
First home run in an Atlantic Aces history, and it was a no-doubter.
That was ripped. Massive, massive hit there for Jandock. The Aces are looking to claw their way back here. Down a couple of runs, and Aaron Schofield up to the plate.
We're seeing some great debuts today.
We are. Grossenbacher and Jandock getting it done for their teams as that's low. 3-0 the count here to Schofield. Outside a 4-pitch walk. And Schofield hasn't seen much at the plate. He's walked in all of his plate appearances today.
You can tell he's just itching. He's itching to get that bat off his shoulders, but he's just not getting anything to hit.
He's itching.
I don't blame Jack for dancing around Schofield.
I don't either. Ground ball right back to Jack Playhouse on the mound. He throws to first, gets Valadez for the out at first base. Again, great base running from Schofield as he goes second to third on the play. A productive out for Valadez. And there's a runner on third with one away for Morgan Granich as he swings and misses at the first pitch from Jack Playhouse. Outside again. Ball 1, 1-1. Fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Aces trying to claw their way back here. Had a 3-0 lead, and down goes Granich. A strikeout for Jack Playhouse. There's now 2 away here in the top of the second.
Let's see what Jack Scholl can do this at bat.
Those were a tough few pitches from Jack Playhouse right there. And like we were talking about at the beginning of the game, Chase, that's that pitch, that sweeping curveball that Jack has. And that's ripped way out of here. Jack Scholl, a 2-run shot, ties this game up for the Aces. What a hit from Jack Scholl. Rips it over the right field wall and ties this game up. That is exactly what the Aces needed.
Boom.
Jack Blehouse looked to throw him a meatball right there, and Scholl takes it over the right field wall. We got a tie game, brand new ball game here in the top of the second.
And that's Jack's first hit in the AWA.
First hit and first home run. Congratulations there to Jack Scholl.
You know, it's almost like getting two boulders off your back on once. You know, you got the first hit out of the way, and you got your first home run out of the way.
It is. It is. 3-0 to Jandok, who went yard in his last at-bat. Swing and a miss there for 3-1. And like we were saying, Chase, that was a no-doubter from Jandok in his last at-bat.
I'm liking it. The Aces got a couple of lefties I noticed on their team. Let's see if they can take advantage this season of that nice short porch out and right.
That's massive. There's not many lefties in this league. And like you said, that shorter porch out in right field, you know, you definitely want to have left-handed hitters at this AWA field here. Yeah. Jandok on with a walk there, and now up to the plate is Aaron Schofield, who has not seen very many pitches tonight. Walked in every plate appearance. Quickly 2-0. Swing and a miss there. 2 balls and 1 strike, and I can tell Aaron Schofield is itching to get a pitch. That's outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Is he gonna walk again? 4th time today? Oh, he's not having that.
Absolutely not. He wants an opportunity, and we love that. Full count now to Schofield. He'll hold. And that is another walk for Aaron Schofield. Wow.
0 for 0 still on the season for Mr. Schofield.
Not had an opportunity. Runners on first and second, 2 away for Moses Valadez. Valadez was very good for the Western Wolfpack last season when he was able to fill in for them as he swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. One and 1. Fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tie game, 6-6, top of the second.
Curveball misses. That hit. Wow. That'd been pretty gross. 2-2.
I mean, that started behind him.
I know, and it still almost hit the zone.
Jeez.
Outside, full count now here to Valadez. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The pitch. Hit the end of the bat. That'll be a foul ball. That's unfortunate.
That's just tough. That's just tough, you know.
That's unfortunate.
Ball 4 coming in and just nicks the bat. I mean.
Well, was it unfortunate or was it pinpoint precision from Blehouse?
You know, I'm sure according to Jack, it was just pinpoint precision.
Yeah, exactly.
Meant to do that.
3-2. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout there for Jack Blehouse. Gets Valadez to strike out, but the Aces score 3 runs in the inning and they tie the ball game up. It's 6-6 as we go to the bottom of the second inning here in game number 1.
Aaron with
And we are about to start the bottom of the second. Philip Grossenbacher up for the Nighthawks. Swings and misses at the first pitch. He's 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs in his debut. What a job.
He's looking to keep on hitting here.
Swing and a miss there. 0-2, and the Atlantic Aces decided to go with Morgan Granich. His first ever appearance pitching in the AWA. He's on his debut as well, but Schofield electing to remove himself.
It's a big decision.
And go with Granich, the rookie. 0-2, still the count to Grossenbacher. Yeah, we'll see how he does. He's sporting the eye black, so.
Yeah, maybe a little change of pace here. Seeing his first couple pitches, they're got some interesting movement on it.
They
you know?
do.
Not the speed guy maybe, but we'll see. He's 2-2 count right now. So let's see if he can get his first career strikeout.
2-2 here to Grossenbacher, and he gets it. Granich strikes out Grossenbacher, and that's a big strikeout for the Aces because Grossenbacher had just been on a tear in the first inning.
That's huge. I mean, that's got some interesting movement on it. Like our guest here, Chance, said, it almost looks like a knuckleball, you know?
It does.
Just kind of floats in there. I'm not sure if he's doing that on purpose or if it's just kind of happening, but
the way the ball moves, I guess. Yeah.
It's working, so.
Keep it up. Keep it up, Granich. Here's Jack Playhouse to the plate for the Nighthawks as that's inside for ball 1. Playhouse has walked in all of his plate appearances today as well.
Yeah, both the team captains 0 for 0 on the day.
What? Did you? Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. My apologies, he had a single. That's ripped over the head of Jack Scholl. Jack Playhouse rounding first, going to second, and he's going to be out at second.
That was a close play. That was bang, bang.
Excellent job there for the Aces as they're able to tag out Jack Playhouse, who was trying to extend a single into a double.
Great job by Granich there. I mean, he's the pitcher, and he made the play at second base.
Went out and covered second. That was an excellent job
Heads up,
by
heads
Granich.
up. That's what you like to see out of your pitcher.
Absolutely. Great play there from the Aces. That's over the head of Scholl, and it is gone! Drew Gradwall. He goes yard in his debut. Oppo home run over the right field wall. Drew Gradwall homers and gives the Nighthawks the lead here in the bottom of the second. Drew Gradwall, solo home run.
Love it. I love it.
7-6 for the Nighthawks. And everybody in their debut today seems to be hitting the ball really well. Popped up into the air, Granich under it, and he will make the grab for the final out of the inning. But Drew Gradwall with a solo home run gives the Nighthawks the lead. It's 7-6 Nighthawks. We go to the final inning here in game number 1.
The thing is too is like when you're playing in April and May and June, like the weather's so cold that the ball's gonna go as far. Dude, exactly. Like, but once July and like August hits, it's like exactly.
And here's Morgan Granich to start off the top of the third. First pitch hits him for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
You know, and besides for that one home run he gave up, I mean, clean inning so far.
Yeah,
his debut.
He did. Yeah, you're right. It was a good half inning there for Granich. 1-1 is the count.
See if he can help himself out.
That's just outside for 2-1. Low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike here to the pitcher, Morgan Granich. Low and outside, and the Aces, they get that tying run on over at first base. Now up to the plate is Jack Scholl. Jack Scholl had a 2-run home run in this ball game that tied the game up for the Aces. Clutch hitting from Jack Scholl, and he finds himself up again with a runner on.
Let's see if Jack approaches him differently this time around.
And he does. Starts him off with a slider there. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes now here to Scholl. Hits his foot for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes now to Scholl.
You can tell he's keeping everything down on him. Doesn't want to leave anything elevated like that.
That's elevated, and that was getting close to the foul pole out there in left field.
Only 78 feet down the third base line for a home run. So
the short porch. That's the true short porch.
Yes, it is. But then you try to hit in that power alley and left center. It's 105.
Yes, and the wall's higher over there too.
The wall's higher.
3-1 to Scholl. Hits the zone. Full count. And that's outside. Excellent at-bat there from Jack Scholl, able to work a walk. And there's now runners on first and second for Kanoa Jandok. Jandok with a solo home run in this game. His first home run in the league and the first ever home run for the Aces.
That'll be a trivia question someday.
It will be. It will be.
Who hit the first career home run for the Atlantic Aces? Answer?
Popped up in the air, Jack Playhouse coming on, and I'm very happy he didn't dive there. We got concrete over there on the first base side.
I only know one guy who would dive headfirst into concrete, and that is
Jake Oliver. Runners on first and second for the Aces. Swing and a miss there from Jandok. And that'll be a strikeout. Massive out there for the Nighthawks. 1 away for Aaron Schofield. Again, tying run on at second base for the Aces. Go-ahead run on at first. Schofield to the plate. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Ball 2, 2-0, and Schofield. He's 0 for 0 on the day with all walks.
Yep, just disciplined.
Swing and a miss there as he finally gets a pitch from Jack that hits the zone. Unfortunately, he misses it. 2-1, and the Aces, they need their captain to pull through for them here.
Just because he's 0-0 doesn't mean he's not ready to hit.
Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Aaron's always looking to drive the ball over the wall.
And I mean, something that's not talked about enough is Aaron Schofield was hitting home runs with 1 arm last season.
Very impressive. I mean,
hurt his thumb last year, was unable to go for the Wolfpack in quite a few games, but ended up coming back playing with 1 arm. That's Jack Playhouse bounces that one off. He throws over to first. It's way out of play. Morgan Granich will score. Jack Scholl thinking about home. He decides to go back, but that's going to tie the ball game for the Aces. Aaron Schofield finally putting a ball in play, finally seeing a pitch that he can put in play. And there's now runners at the corners, tie ball game for Moses Valadez. He looks at ball 1. 2-0 here to Valadez. As the Aces have the go-ahead run on at third. And the count remains 3 balls, no strikes. Hits the zone for strike 1. I think Valadez wishes he had that one back.
I do too. I mean, that was right down the pipe.
Ground ball over to Grossenbacher. He can't handle it. Valadez will be safe at first. Schofield advances second to third on the throw. Jack Scholl will score, and the Aces now take the lead. It is 8-7 Aces here in the top of the third. Runners at the corners with only 1 out.
Like we said earlier with those ground balls, you know, they seem easy right to you. A lot of times people are picking up their heads before they even have the ball in their hands.
Exactly. I'm telling you, that is the most difficult play that you can get in the infield. It's just a ground ball. Ground ball past Jack Blehouse, past Grossenbacher, and past Justice. The throw to hit Valadez misses him. Schofield will score. And Granich will go first to second on the throw. Aces get another run. It's 9-7. Runners on second and third for Jack Scholl. One away.
One out.
Inside for ball one. We'll see if the Aces can continue to add on to their lead as Scholl reaching there. 1-1. Outside 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's been a very eventful game so far. There's been a run scored in every inning.
Highest scoring game of the year, and it's been an interesting one so far.
Very interesting. Liking what we're seeing from all these young players.
Jack Scholl works a walk, and the bases are loaded. Back to the top of the order, I believe. I don't know. We're going to Kanoa Jandok.
2 for 4 on the day, 2 RBIs.
And he's sporting some CR7 cleats out there. Swing and a miss.
I like it. I like it. You know, the guys who wear cleats, they mean business.
They do. That's ripped over the head of Grossenbacher. Valadez will score. Granich will score. And Kanoa, a 2 RBI double. And the Aces get 2 more runs. They lead it 11-7 in the top of the third. And they just continue to add on here. Aaron Schofield to the plate with runners on second and third as the first pitch is outside for ball 1.
That just catches the plate there.
That was a good pitch from Blehouse. Great hold. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we've had quite a few lead changes here today. Aces were up 3-0. Then they were down 6-3. Now they're up again 11-7.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to come down to whoever bats last, right?
Seriously.
But it's been very, very fun game so far.
Full count now to Aaron Schofield. Hit his arm. That'll be ball 4, and that walks the bases loaded. Nighthawks still with only 1 out in the inning. They need something here, either a ground ball right back to the pitcher so Jack can go home or a pop-up or something. They need something here.
And 5 runs have scored this inning, so Valdez can go deep here. That'd be huge.
2-0 to Valadez, and I agree with you. If he can blow this thing wide open with a grand slam.
Give him a nice little 9 spot in the top of the third.
Be massive. 3-0. And that will walk in a run. 12-7, Aces lead it. And remember, to you AWA fans out there, there is no run limit in the final inning of these games. So in the third inning, no run limit. Aces can keep going here.
Yeah, excuse me, Mark. I misspoke on that earlier. So.
What'd you say?
I thought if Moises, I thought he had to go yard there for a grand slam.
Oh,
I thought the inning was over.
It's all good.
Yeah, I forget
it's
about
all
the
good.
third inning rule.
Outside, 1-0. Hey, you know, we've been away from the game for a little bit of time now.
Far too long. Far too long.
Been a long offseason. 2-0 here to Morgan Granich.
If it was my choice, we'd play all year.
Yeah, I know, seriously. If the weather would allow it here
right.
in Washington. 3 balls, no strikes. Fouled off by Granich, 3-1.
We'll get it done one of these days.
We will. We will. We'll be in mid-season form in no time, the broadcast crew.
Exactly.
And that is ripped high and deep. It's got a chance. It's off the wall. Kanoa will score. Aaron Schofield goes to third, and that is an RBI single for Morgan Granich. The Aces now lead it 13-7. Still only 1 out in the inning. And the runs just keep coming for the Aces.
You can tell Morgan kind of sat there and watched it for a second, you know? Wondering if that thing was going to get a couple extra legs under it and go out, but just ended up hitting the wall.
We've had a couple of those today. Grossenbacher and now Granich.
Yep.
Jack Scholl to the plate.
Is it the weather? Does this team need to hit the weight room a little more?
It might be a little bit of both. 0-2 the count to Jack Scholl. That one misses. Nighthawks desperately need another out to stop the bleeding.
Still 1 out in the inning.
Full count now to Jack Scholl.
Blauhaus got ahead early, 0-2. Now Scholl has shown discipline and it's now 3-2. Bases loaded.
Hits the zone, and that's a massive out for the Nighthawks. They needed that. Jack Scholl strikes out looking. And there's now 2 away in the top of the 3rd. Kanoa Jandok back up to the plate with the bases loaded.
That fastball will get you sometimes. You're expecting it to break somewhere and just stay straight.
I know. It looks so much like that sweeping curve, the screwball that he has, and just doesn't break.
Yep.
3-0 here to Jandok. Popped up into the air. Justice is under it, and he'll make the catch. That's the final out of the inning, and the Nighthawks desperately needed that one. The Aces score many runs in that inning, and they now lead it 13-7. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in game number 1.
Yeah, when I don't know how many runs they score, I just say many runs. They scored a lot. They scored a crooked number. I'm up, right? Yeah. All right, Jandok, let's see if you can, or no, it's Granich. Let's go, Granich. My bad. You guys. Dude, I'm going to get the names down here soon. I swear.
Kind of sounds like Grant, low key.
Yeah.
But it's not, I'm not a Grant.
Sounds good. What was that?
Ball 1 here to Jack Bleyhouse. That's high. 2-0 to Jack Bleyhouse as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning.
That just
The Nighthawks are down 6.
seems like he's going to throw it about 60 miles per hour at you, and then just comes floating out of his hand about 45 maybe.
I know.
46 maybe.
It's deceiving, that's for sure.
Very.
Excellent job there from Jack Bleyhouse, working a walk to start the inning. Nighthawks get a runner on for Drew Gradwall, who hit a home run in his last at-bat. First ever in the AWA. Nicks the zone for strike 1.
Thing's just dancing.
That was. Way outside for ball 1, and you know, this is only Granich's first time ever pitching in the AWA. So if he can figure out the location of that knuckleball,
Be huge. Jordan Rice might have some competition.
absolutely. 2-1 the count here to Gradwall, as that's ripped down the first base line, foul.
Drew was
2-2.
ready for that one.
Drew, you lied to me, man. You've been hitting great. So early, don't worry.
2-2 to Gradwall. The Aces with a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 3rd, looking to close out the game to get their first ever win. Strike 3 there, swinging.
That pitch just
Strikeout for
looks
Drew Gradwall.
So juicy. So juicy. And then just drops right off the table.
I know, that is tough. Philip Grossenbacher up to the plate. High and outside for ball one, 1-0. And you know, Morgan Granich, he's only given up 1 run. It was a home run. But that's about all he's done.
That's all he's surrendered so far. You know, let's see if he can get through this inning clean and secure the win for the Aces.
Yep. Be a big win for them. Fouls that one off, 2-1.
A lot of first times could be checked off the list today.
I know, seriously. That's normally what happens here in opening week, I guess you could say.
Yep.
2-1 the count. So that's low. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Grossenbacher. And the Nighthawks, they just need to get a rally going. It's definitely doable.
Let's see if Philip can hone a couple of at-bats he had earlier in the game and drive something.
At one point in this game, he was the hottest hitter on the field. Started the game off 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Cooled off a little since then, but
I think maybe they stopped pitching to him a little bit. You know?
I think that might have been it.
All right, Rook, you got enough hits for your first game.
Seriously. Runners on first and second now for Jack Blehouse. Pitch is low, 1-0. High to Blehouse, 2 balls, no strikes.
As Jack is getting heckled by his own teammate on first base.
I think Justice was trying to tell him to swing. 2-1. Again, runners on first and second for the Nighthawks. 1 away here in the bottom of the third as that is outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jack not really one to chase at many pitches. Very, very disciplined at the plate as he will watch ball 4 go by. And the bases are loaded. Drew Gradwall up to the plate now for the Nighthawks. You know, he completely undersold himself when we were talking to him before the game. He said, you know, I think I'm going to go 1 for 4. And what does he do? He comes out here and is hitting home runs.
You know,
been
I
huge
like
for the Nighthawks.
Setting the expectations low, you know, don't expect much out of me, and then comes out and just blows everyone away like, oh, look at me, guys. So I like it from Drew.
First pitch to Gradwall is past him.
He was looking to go
Strike
deep
1.
again there. Nice addition for the Nighthawks.
He has been good. Both Grossenbacher and Gradwall have been good for the Nighthawks today. I hit him in the back of the head. 1-1. You okay, Drew? Hit him in the back of the head. 1-1. That was off his foot. It's going to be a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
There's 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Granich's eyes.
Walk in this league, so. We're good? Are we good to go? Let's get it going. I got basketball to play tonight. I do, yeah. I can't try to shoot on yet because all the stuff I have right now. That's an LB to show. Yeah, I know.
All right, and we got the technical difficulties figured out. We are ready to get game number 2 started here between the Northern Nighthawks and the Atlantic Aces. Atlantic Aces with a 1-0 series lead so far. They win game 1 13-8. Aaron Schofield will lead it off for the Aces here in the top of the first inning. Drew Gradwall on the mound for the Northern Nighthawks, making his ever first pitching appearance in the league. First pitch strike to Aaron Schofield, and that's a great strike for Drew Gradwall. Whipped high and deep. Chance Justice is running for it, and he can't get it over there in foul territory. Good effort there from Justice.
Great hustle, great hustle.
0-2. I thought he was going to get there.
I thought he had it. I really did.
We have a tent over there, too, in foul territory. He almost ran into that. Glad he didn't do that.
Jeez.
Outside, and Drew Gradwell, he's looking really good up there.
You know, I wonder if Josh was giving him any pointers this offseason, getting ready for pitching this year.
That's a good point. That's something we didn't mention. Drew Gradwell of the Northern Nighthawks and Josh Gradwell of the Eastern Enforcers. They are cousins. Going to be playing against each other in the league. And strike 3, Aaron Schofield down looking. Drew Gradwell, his first ever strikeout in the AWA. Gets Schofield looking. What a pitch there from Drew Gradwell.
Showing the mix of speeds, you know, showing the slow slider, and then just heating him up right there with a nice 59-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle.
He looks really comfortable up there after one batter. Moses Valadez now up to the plate for the Aces as he swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. Ground ball, and it's going to be, it's not in play. It did not go past the line out there in front of home plate. That's foul ball. It's a foul ball. It didn't go past. It didn't go past the line out here. Foul ball for Valadez. 0-2 will be the count.
Past that white line out there.
Has to go past the white line out in front of home plate. If it does not go past that, it'll be a foul ball. 0-2 to Valadez. Strike 3 gets Valadez looking. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Drew Gradwell. Both of them were looking.
Way to start your pitching career in the AWA, Drew.
What a job from Drew Gradwell. And we're looking like the Gradwell cousins. Just a couple of great pitchers.
Man, these are two guys you might want to look out for if you're playing AWA Fantasy. Might be some sneaky pitchers right there for you.
Here's Morgan Granich for the Aces as he looks at ball one outside. 1-0. The count.
The movement
That's
is
outside.
what I'm really noticing is impressive. Is he's first time pitching, he's got multiple pitches that move a lot.
Yes. And that hits the zone. And, you know, Chase, just like you said, I think when you see a pitcher out there pitching for the first time, you can pretty much tell if they're going to be able to get it really fast or it's going to take them a while. But Gradwell definitely looks like a guy who's going to really get it really quickly.
Looks like he's in midseason form already. I mean, looks like he's been pitching in this league for a couple years already.
I would agree. And that's inside for ball 4. Great job from Granich there, able to get on with a walk. Aces have a runner on first with 2 outs for Jack Scholl.
You know, so Drew was maybe talking about, oh, I'm going to go 1 for 4 today. Maybe the pitching is what we should have been looking out for, actually.
I know. I agree. He truly undersold himself when he was talking to us before the games.
He did. Oh, I'm just going to go out there 1 for 4. Didn't mention that that one hit would be a towering 3-run home run.
Something that a lot of people may not know about Drew Gradwell is he's a very good golfer as well, and his dad actually used to be a pitcher in the MLB. Hits the zone for strike 1, 2-1 the count here to Jack Scholl. Hits the zone, 2-2. Drew Gradwell is cooking out there. Wow.
And the Aces are looking a little hesitant to start game 2, keeping the bat on the shoulder a little bit.
Swing and a miss from Jack Scholl, and he strikes out. Drew Gradwell gets 3 strikeouts here in the top of the first. The score remains 0-0. We head to the bottom of the first here in game number 2.
Ace alert, ace alert, ace alert. Ooh. I'm picking you up on my fantasy team, dude. How much are you? You like $5 this week? Buy low. Buy low.
I'm probably not even an outfit. They're probably handing out.
Hey, you better start. You better keep hitting too.
Who's this guy? That cost $1.50. Who's this guy that cost $3.30?
He wasn't even on the list.
And for all of you fantasy fans, if you have ever played fantasy baseball, fantasy football, fantasy basketball, anything like that, we now have Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Make sure you go to playertrader.net/AWA to play today. You'll be able to choose your favorite players in the AWA and play Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Go to playertrader.net/AWA. First pitch to Chance Justice is outside for ball 1. That's foul back. 1-1, the count to Chance Justice. And if you're just joining us, you just missed Drew Gradwall striking out 3 in his first ever appearance pitching. And what a job he did, Chase.
Just coming out and just dominating the aces like he's been that all season. I mean, or acting like all season. So, I mean, very impressive. I'll be anxious to see him come out in inning number 2 as we watch Moses Valdez make his debut.
Yes. 3-2, the count to Justice. He fouls that one off. The count remains full. And again, if you're a fantasy fan, fantasy sports fan, make sure you watch this first week in Wiffle Ball in the AWA, because you're going to be able to find some really good players. And
I know I'm a fantasy player, Mark, and I had to create a lineup myself.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're not out there doing it, then you're doing something wrong.
3-2 here to Justice. Swing and a miss, and Valadez strikes out Chance Justice. What a pitch there from Valadez.
If I'm not mistaken, Chance Justice won the Dingers or Nothing Award last year.
He did.
Which means he hit the most home runs and struck out the most out of any player in the league. A unique award just for the AWA.
It's a very, very high coveted award here in the AWA too, living up to the Dingers or Nothing phrase. High pitch there to Jack Blayhouse. 1-1 the count. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike to Blayhouse. Nobody on. Score is still 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Blayhouse. Outside for ball 4.
That was a good looking pitch, but just missed the top of the zone.
Valadez making his first pitching appearance of the year for the Aces. Grossenbacher, Philip Grossenbacher up to the plate for the Nighthawks.
Let's see if he can stay hot.
Hits the zone. Great pitch there from Valadez, able to get ahead. 0-1.
Catches the bottom corner.
Love it when that happens.
I can hear the sarcasticness in your voice, Mark.
Worst feeling as a hitter. Popped up into the air to center. Kanoa Jandok underneath it. He makes the grab. 2 away now here in the bottom of the first. Grossenbacher flies out to center. And Drew Gradwall, the man of the hour, up to the plate. Great pitch from Valadez. Gets ahead again. 0-1 here to Drew Gradwall. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count.
Big swing.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Drew Gradwall. Moses Valadez has a great inning there, and we remain scoreless. It looks like we're in a pitcher's duel early here in game 2. All right, we are getting the top of the second inning started here. Kanoa Jandok leads it off for the Atlantic Aces. First pitch hits Jandok for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Jandok.
Quick first inning from these two pitchers.
3-0 the count. Good job from Gradwall right there, able to come back. 3-1, now the count to Jandok. Popped up into the air, Drew Gradwall is right underneath it, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. One away here in the top of the second. Back to the top of the order for the Atlantic Aces. It's team captain Aaron Schofield up to the plate.
Let's see if we can put a nice swing on the ball here.
He's still our favorite to hit 3. He's running out of time to do it, but still a lot of game. Still got a lot of time and game left.
All it takes is 3 at-bats. He was looking for the downs there.
He was 0-1 to Schofield. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is ripped foul down the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Aaron Schofield. Tips that one, and the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and down goes Schofield. That's another strikeout for Drew Gradwall, his 4th strikeout in his first ever appearance in the AWA.
5
2
batters,
away.
4 strikeouts. Very impressive.
So that's outside Valdez. 1-0. Yeah, you mentioned it, Chase. Very impressive start for Gradwall. Popped up into the air. It's playable. Chance Justice makes the catch over at third base for the final out. Still no score. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in game number 2.
Premium uniform and apparel. They've been a company since 2008. Quit. If you ever want to expand gear, go to Triton.com. Team Triton.com. Basketball. Just keep going. How about your highlighter before you get involved? Send it to me on
Yeah. There we go. You're doing it all, Albert. Doing it all.
Chance Justice will lead it off here for the Northern Nighthawks in the bottom of the second inning as he swings and misses at the high pitch from Valadez. 0-1 here to Justice. Nicks the zone for strike 2, 0-2. Swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout for Valadez.
Wow, it is a pitcher's duel so far this game.
Truly is. Moses Valadez and Drew Gradwall have been pitching great so far here in this game number 2. Many strikeouts between the 2 of them.
And just going right after the batters.
They are. Ground ball down the third base side, and that's going to be a foul ball.
They're not dancing around the hitters. I mean, they're getting ahead early and just putting the pressure on the hitters and putting them in 1-2, 0-2 counts and just making it difficult on them.
It's massive when you get ahead here too in wiffle ball.
Very huge.
Outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now here to Jack Playhouse. Swing and a miss there. A rare chase from Jack Playhouse. He's been so disciplined here today. 1-2. Ground ball down the first. That's a fair ball, and Jack Playhouse will be safe at first. Morgan Granich wishes he had that one back. That was a tough one. He didn't know if it was going to be fair or foul, and that ball stays fair. Credit Jack Playhouse with the single. The Nighthawks have a runner on first for Philip Grossenbacher. 0-1. That's outside for 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now here to Grossenbacher. High for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Wait, hey, Jack, I've got, on the lineup, I've got Drew hitting right after you.
Phillip.
Hold on. Hold on. Drew should be.
It says Drew's hitting third and Phillip's fourth.
I was the last out last inning. Did you bat last inning?
I did. I flew at the center.
Yeah. And then I have Jack, so there's one out, and you gone. Now it says Drew's hitting.
Okay, Drew, get up there. You're right, Drew. Hey, time to clutch up. This is where heroes are made. All right, what's the count? What's the count?
Did he inherit that count then?
What?
No, fuck it, 2-2.
Would he inherit that count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On mine it says Drew and Phillip.
Screw it.
2-2.
I don't need to do it.
Okay.
So to explain what is going on to everybody in the AWA here. Oh, what a almost Greenwich almost makes the diving catch over there, and Jack Blehouse bumps into Aaron Schofield at second. That's going to be a single for Drew Gradwall. And many of you may be wondering, why was Philip Grossenbacher up and then Drew Gradwall switched in the middle of the at-bat? Well, the thing is the Nighthawks actually hit out of order there, so Drew Gradwall stepped in and inherited the count, but was able to get a single for the Nighthawks right there. So now Grossenbacher will come up to the plate.
Drew was ready to hit.
0-1 count for him. Yes, he was, Chase. He was ready
Drew,
to hit right
you're
there.
up?
Yeah.
All right, say less. I'm about to go smack a line drive, baby.
Say less.
He wants the challenge.
0-2 now to Grossenbacher as that hits him for ball one. But yeah, a little bit of a mishap we had right there, and I know a lot of you may have been wondering what was going on. Swing and a miss, and down goes Grossenbacher. That's a strikeout for Moses Valadez, his second of the inning. 2 away for Chance Justice.
No. 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 No.
That wasn't pitch.
Did it hit you?
No, it didn't hit anything.
Oh.
It didn't hit anything.
That's going to be a strike to Chance Justice.
Wow.
He's rocking the bunt and then pull back to hit.
I like it.
Line drive to Aaron Schofield, and he makes the grab for out number 3.
We don't outlaw slap hitting in this league.
No, we do not. A little bit of a mishap for the Nighthawks there in the inning, but it doesn't matter. Still no score. We go to the final inning here in game number 2.
That was nice. That would have been nice. Would have made the top plays.
Yeah, you would have been on top plays, bro. Come on.
You know, his finger is cold.
Yeah.
Bro, we need to get that eye black on the top plays, man.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to make a play. Watch.
Hey, I know you will.
Morgan Greenwich up to the plate now for the Atlantic Aces. As he looks at ball 1, 1-0.
What a change in games, you know. 13-8.
Ripped past Chance Justice at third base. Give Morgan Greenwich a single, and the Atlantic Aces now get the leading run on over at first. The go-ahead run on at first.
Still 0-0.
Been an absolute pitcher's duel here in game number 2. Jack Scholl to the plate for the Atlantic Aces. Outside for ball 1, 1-0. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Scholl.
He took advantage of that right field last game. Let's see if he can do it again this at-bat.
He did. Jack Scholl, a 2-run shot to right field last game. 3-1. The count to Scholl, and you know, been a kind of crazy last 2 games. We had massive scoring in game 1, and now we're scoreless here in the final inning of game 2. 2 completely different games.
I think that's a testament to the pitching also. You know, you had Aaron and Jack start the game, maybe a little rusty, you know, the expectations of, hey, I'm my team's ace, I'm the team captain, like I gotta come shut down the offense, and then turns out that the non-aces are the ones dealing today.
Yes,
so,
yes. That's true.
I shouldn't say non-aces. I mean, all these guys out here pitching. way better than me. So
Way better than the both of us,
yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly. I haven't touched that mound in 2 years.
Hey, we do our best, Chase. We do our best.
Exactly.
1-1 here to Kanoa Jandok. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. I think Kanoa Jandok, that might be my favorite name in the league this year. That's a cool
awesome
name.
It's an awesome name, almost like a superhero.
I know.
In a way.
In a way. 3-1 is the count to Jandok. High for ball 4, and that walks. The base is loaded. Here in the top of the third, Drew Gradwall, who has been nails here in the first 2 innings, now finds himself with the bases loaded and nobody out. Back to the top of the order for the Atlantic Aces and Aaron Schofield.
Big chance here for the Aces.
Hits the zone. 1-1 is the count to Aaron Schofield. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Aces with the go-ahead run on at third. Hits the zone, and Aaron Schofield strikes out looking right there. That's a massive out for the Nighthawks.
Hey, Robert.
They get 1. Moses Valadez looking to help himself out here. Bases loaded, 1 away. And Valadez has pitched great as well in this game number 2. Nicks the zone. What a pitch from Drew Gradwall. 0-1.
That thing's moving 6-7 inches easy.
Those are dirty pitches. 0-2 now to Valadez. Ripped and it's gone! Moses Valadez, a grand slam here in the top of the third, and the Aces take a 4-0 lead in the final inning.
He knew it right away. That was crushed. Nice hit by Moises to help himself out.
Moses Valadez, a grand slam, helps himself out here in game number 2. The Aces, they lead it 4-0. Morgan Granich now up. As he will look at ball 1, 1-0. The count here to Granich. 2-0. And that was massive from Valadez right there.
That was huge.
Wow.
This Aces team, they're coming out to play in this.
Rip past Chance Justice at third base. Granich is rounding first. He will stay there for a single. Rips that one past Justice. And the Aces, they continue this rally here in the top of the third. Jack Scholl to the plate.
They're hitting just like they've been in the league this whole time, you know what I mean? It's expansion team what?
Yeah, I know, seriously. This Aces team is looking good. Strike 1 there to Jack Blehouse, or Jack Scholl.
Too many Jacks.
Close.
Way too many Jacks. 1-1.
The one thing I keep thinking about is Aaron's not even having his best game.
No,
you know?
he's not.
So with all these guys and all these additions, this could be a scary team for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not worried about him at all. Aaron will be fine.
Yeah.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
And this Aces team, like you were saying, looks very dangerous early in the season.
Yep. Solid 1 through 5.
2-1 the count here to Jack Scholl. So he's able to foul that one off. 2-2. 2-2 on the way here to Scholl. Popped up into the air. Chance Justice trying to call Drew Gradwall off and bumps into Drew. He drops it. It's not going to matter because Jack Blehouse picks the ball up and tags out Morgan Granich as he's going from first to second. That'll be the second out here in the top of the third. Kanoa Jandok up to the plate for the Aces as that's inside for ball one, 1-0. I could tell Drew Gradwell was not happy about Chance bumping into them there.
No, that's some of that early season miscommunication. You know, they haven't gotten that chemistry really going yet.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's expected to happen early in the season.
Oh, of course.
3-1, the count to Jandok.
One guy's thinking he's got it, one guy's thinking I got it. Next thing you know, you're bumping into each other and the ball's on the ground.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yep.
3-1 pitch to Jandok is outside, ball 4. And the Aces now with runners on first and second. Back up to the plate is Aaron Schofield.
Down the line hitter.
2 outs in the inning.
Oh, I love the eye back.
4 runs scored so far by the Aces this inning also.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's the zone. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now to Schofield.
Aaron turns to his team bench just, how do I hit that, man? What am I supposed to do?
It's a tough pitch. So that hits him for ball 1.
I don't blame him. Sometimes you're out here hitting, it's just, what just happened? You know?
It can be frustrating too.
Very frustrating.
You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, balls are hitting the zone. You're like, wow, how does that even work? Ground ball to Chance Justice at third. He picks it up, steps on third for the force out. That's the final out here in the top of the third, but the Aces take a 4-0 lead. Moses Valadez with a grand slam in the inning gives the Aces a 4-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the third here in game number 2.
Who's up, Chase?
You are.
Go, Jack.
Big. Not going on, this Aces team's actually, they're looking good. A bunch of ballers.
Like you said, like, everyone's not even playing, like,
Yeah.
the best teams, but, like,
But dude, this team's looking pretty good.
they're solid.
Yeah.
We're here in the bottom of the third. Jack Blehouse swinging and missing at the first pitch. 0-1. Moses Valadez has been the MVP here in game number 2. Grand slam in the top of the third to help himself out. He's been pitching a gem here in game number 2 as he's ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes.
3 pitchers potentially on this Aces team. Aaron, Morgan, Moses. I mean, wow. That's a lot of options to dance with each series. So.
But most teams don't even have 2 pitchers.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they've got the luxury of 3. That's nice. One guy's feeling off one day. Hey, I'll pick you up. I got you. So that's just a huge advantage for this team.
Massive. Full count now to Jack Blehouse. Bases are empty, and, you know, the Nighthawks, they really haven't been playing particularly bad in these 2 games. There's just been a couple of big hits here and there for the Aces, and that's been the difference in these 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, only 2 hits this game. Only 3 hits for the Aces, but that just one big home run just proved to be the difference so far.
Yeah. Exactly. Nighthawks able to get a runner on. Jack Blehouse works a walk. Drew Gradwell up to the plate for the Nighthawks.
Saw there Morgan Granich coming and talking to his pitcher Moses. Maybe give him some pointers.
Ground ball to Valadez. Throws to first. Bounces. It's not going to be in time to get Gradwell. And Blehouse goes second to third on the throw. Runners at the corners for the Nighthawks. Still nobody out in the inning, and Philip Grossenbacher will step up to the plate.
Been kind of quiet past couple at bats. See if he can get it going again.
I think that's just been the pitching from Valadez. Been so good here in this game too.
He's got that nice sidearm motion, you know, kind of not submarine. It's interesting. Comes
It
at you
is.
from a different angle.
It is. It's definitely not something that you see every day. 2-1 here to Grossenbacher as he fouls that one back. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss there, and Valadez sits down Grossenbacher, and there's now 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
It's a big first out here for the Aces after giving up, after having runners on 1st and 3rd, striking out that guy without giving up a run. Huge.
Massive. Chance Justice now up for the Nighthawks, and he swings and misses. That pitch from Valadez, 0-1. Swing and a miss again, and Valadez is up 0-2.
Chance is looking for his first hit on the season so far, 0-3 this game.
You know what's been so cool so far in the league this year? I don't think we've had one pitch clock, or not pitch clock, but speed violation in the league yet
That
this
is
year.
so rare. I mean, usually by this time, game 2, you've got about 20, 30, depending on some of the pitchers.
I know.
So, I mean, don't mean to call anyone out, but sometimes when you got Alex Harden versus Jake Oliver, you got over 50, 60 pitch clock violations in a game.
I know.
Love those guys, though.
Strike 3 there for Moses Valadez, his 2nd strikeout of the inning, and there's now 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Aces are just 1 out away now from taking 2 in a row and winning this series. Jack Blehaus to the plate for the Nighthawks. Hits the zone for a strike. What a pitch there from Valadez.
Just painting all over the zone. It's going top left, bottom right, sweeping balls, everything.
Ground ball past Valadez on the mound. Kanoa throws to first, but it will not be in time to get Jack Blehaus. Chance Justice will score. That's the first run of the game for the Nighthawks. The score is now 4-1 Aces with runners on 1st and 2nd. Drew Gradwall up to the plate now.
Tying run up to the plate.
Just misses the zone for ball 1. 1-0 the count here to Gradwall. High again, 2-0. High again, 3 balls, no strikes here to Gradwall. And the Nighthawks, although they're down to their final out, might be getting a little rally going here.
You're never out of it in the AWA until that final out finally comes out.
Strike right there on the top of the zone. And Chase, you said it. I mean, the Enforcers and the Pilots, we've gone back and forth a few times, our 2 teams.
Oh, many a times. That 5 innings, 6 innings, just 6 runs scored here, 6 runs scored there. It's just
strike 3, and Valadez strikes out Drew Gradwall, and the Aces take game 2, 4-1.
Wow. This is very impressive showing by the Atlantic Aces today.
What a job from the Aces.
Everyone knows that the Nighthawks are a force. I mean, they're not to be always messed with, so I think we have an on-player interview here coming up here shortly.
Yes, it looks like we're gonna send it down to Robert here in a second. He'll be over there talking to Moses Valadez, MVP of game number 2, and he is ready to go. We're going down to Robert with Moses Valadez of the Atlantic Aces.
Talk to me about the pitching. How were you able to pitch so well when Drew on the other side was giving you a run for your money? Did that stress you out? Was that a stress for you?
Oh, for sure. I knew it was going to be a tight ball game, and I just felt like I had to stick with one pitch and see if I could find the zone, and luckily I was able to do that.
You found the zone high. What was that, a strategy, or did you just find that control and just stuck with it the whole game?
I think I just kept consistently throwing that hard, and I just kind of leveled off a little bit to see if I could locate there at the end. That's all it took, so sometimes you just got to take it off a little bit.
You helped yourself with the grand slam. What did that feel like for you, helping the team get the win on both the offense and the defensive side?
Yeah, no, that felt good. I've been struggling to hit the ball so far, and it was nice to run into one finally, so it felt good.
All right, great win for you guys winning the series. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Back up to the booth, guys.
Still wanting me to score that game.
Are you alternating?
Score what inning? It's still, so even though it's third inning, 3 outs, it's still sends Phillips up. Yeah, we did exit, right? Yeah, exit. Yep. And then you got Aaron. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. My bad. There you go. Okay, gotcha. Home. You guys are at home, right? Yeah. Pop up and then just put me at first. You at first. And you want who pitching and then you at actually, let's do it. And then they're lined up. Yeah. Yeah. Tell Haley to. Hey, Aaron, who's pitching for you guys? Mo again. Mo. Yeah, he's actually kind of nasty. You got 3 pitchers. That's shit. I thought I was going to be the pitcher. Not on me, right? But off of that. Aaron, where are you playing? Third or whatever it's called. Whatever, I don't have to. So I'll be at third, Mo pitching, Morgan first, Jack Stoll second, and then Canoa DHing. And then same order? Yeah, same order. You 1, Mo 2, Morgan 3, Jack 4, Canoa 5. Okay. Yep, that's it. Perfect. Jeez, Moses. You need to cool down, bro. My God. It's on fire out there, my dude. You guys got 3 pitchers. Yeah. Real good.
You make me look bad, and I'm playing good.
I'm playing good. You're playing great.
Now we are ready to start game number 3 here of this 3-game series between the Northern Nighthawks and the Atlantic Aces. If you are just joining the stream, the Atlantic Aces lead this series 2-0, a 3-game series between these two teams. The Atlantic Aces lead it 2-0. They won the first game 13-8. Second game they just won 4-1. And the Aces' first ever series in their existence, they're going to win the series and looking to go for the sweep here against the Nighthawks in game number 3. Aaron Schofield will lead it off for the Aces against Drew Gradwall. Outside for ball 1.
Drew back on the mound for the Nighthawks. Did great last game, just gave up that 1 hit, you know, and just that's what it came down to. So
he did. He pitched very well, Drew Gradwall, in his first ever appearance in the AWA. Unfortunately got the loss, but I mean, you know, Valadez hitting that grand slam.
Proved to be the difference maker.
Sometimes you just get unlucky when you're pitching.
1 bad pitch.
Fouled off by Aaron Schofield right there. The count is 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Schofield. Drew Gradwall starts off game number 3 with a strikeout. And there's 1 away here for Moses Valadez in the top of the first.
You know, I don't know if it's a bloodline thing or something, but that sinker that Drew has looks very similar to the one Josh has. And
yes.
It's funny because, I mean, they're both look like they have the same repertoire, but one's a lefty and one's a righty. So, I mean, it's devastating.
Popped up Drew Gradwall right underneath it. He makes the grab. And I think Drew Gradwall is probably pretty happy that Chance Justice didn't bump into him again right there. Drew Gradwall makes the grab. There's now 2 outs here in the top of the first. But you said it, Chase. I mean, it's going to be cool when the Nighthawks play you guys, the Enforcers, and Josh Gradwall and Drew Gradwall get to go up against each other, the 2 cousins.
Yeah, we've got the brother duo and the Olivers, and now we've got the cousin duo and the Gradwalls. So it's a family affair here at AWA.
Absolutely. 0-1 here to Morgan Greenwich as he watches that one go by. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss there. 1-2 to Greenwich. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Greenwich. Swing and a miss, and Greenwich strikes out. Drew Gradwall able to strike out 2 here in the top of the first. We remain scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first inning here in game number 3.
I've had my mix order in my head for like 30 minutes now. Oh, man. I don't blame you. I know, dude. I legitimately did not eat anything crap that I was dreading.
Popped up into the air. Moses Valadez doesn't make the grab, and Grossenbacher will reach on an error there from Moses Valadez. What looked like an easy pop-up. Valdez just wasn't able to handle it, and the Nighthawks get a runner on first. Jack Blehouse to the plate here in the bottom of the first. Ground ball right back to Valadez. It's playable. He throws to first. Jack Blehouse will be out at first. Excellent play there from Valadez. Great catch from Jack Scholl at first base. And Valadez makes up for his error that he had the batter previous. 1-0 now for Chance Justice. Foul back. Strike 1, 1-1 the count.
Jack changed the lineup before the game.
Outside, 2-1. Here, 2-2 here to Justice. Good eye from Chance right there. Full count. Swing and a miss, and down goes Chance Justice. Moses Valadez with the strikeout right there, and there's now 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
Not missing a beat. You know, we've seen that a lot over the past year or two. I know my captain, Jake, he started doing this a lot where he used to go every game 1, then game 3, but he noticed that his energy would be down from taking a break game 2, so you're seeing a lot now that pitchers will go 1-2, first game, second game, and then you'll find another pitcher for the third game.
Yes.
So.
Yes, and it's been a strategy, like you've said, that have worked for teams. And so my favorite saying is, if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Yep, stay hot, right?
Exactly. Runner on second here for the Nighthawks, 2 away. As that hits the zone. Strike 1, 2-1 the count here to Drew Gradwall. Strike 2. Okay. Fouled off into the zone. The count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes to Drew Gradwall.
I'm scared of hitting this thing.
Drew looking to help himself out here. We're still early in game number 3, but we've seen the power from Drew Gradwall here today. He homered all the way back in game number 1. His first home run in the AWA and first home run on the season. Full count. Sorry, Drew walks there. A little bit of issues there on the count. Drew will walk. Runners on first and second now for the Nighthawks. Philip Grossenbacher up to the plate. It's ripped high. It's not deep enough. And Kanoa Jandok will make the grab for out number 3. No run score for the Nighthawks in the bottom of the first. We remain scoreless as we go to the top of the second inning here in the final game of this 3-game series between the Nighthawks and the Aces.
It's hard to like talk, and have a conversation, and then also do the score.
Jack Scholl will lead it off here for the Aces in the top of the second inning. And that's eephus pitch from Drew, or maybe it just slipped out of his hand. 1-0 to Jack Scholl. That's inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Slider hits the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Scholl. Swing and a miss, and the count is now even at 2-2. Down goes Jack Scholl. That's a strikeout for Drew Gradwall. 1 away in the top of the second. And geez, you know, for Drew, if it just wasn't for that grand slam that Moses Valadez hit in game number 2, I mean, he's just really been dealing.
Yeah, he's been very impressive so far today.
Yes. 0-1 here to Kanoa Jandok as he looks at the second pitch strike. 0-2. Swing and a miss there. Down goes Jandok. And there's 2 away now here in the top of the second. Drew Gradwall there with back-to-back Ks. Aaron Schofield now up for the Aces. Oh, pitch on the way to Schofield, hits the outside part of the zone.
What's the count?
2-1 is the count here to Aaron Schofield. Ground ball down. That
That's a foul ball.
Hey, we're gonna count that as a foul.
I think that's foul. I'll third that.
Yeah, Jack. We haven't talked about that rule, but I think that if anything's in foul territory and it slides down the hill over there, it should just be foul.
I would agree with that.
So that's going to be a foul ball right there for Aaron Schofield. It is 2-2 the count.
He's hustling. He's trying to get that hit.
I don't blame him. I would have ran too. Even is the count. 2-2 to Schofield as that's outside. Full count now. Nobody on and 2 outs. Ground ball past Drew Gradwall. Philip Grossenbacher fields it, throws to first. It will not be in time to get Aaron Schofield, and he gets on with an infield single. Aces with a runner on first for Moses Valadez.
That pitch was going to catch the edge of the zone, and Aaron said, no way I'm going to let this happen.
And you know, Aaron is going to heat up. I know he will.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
1-0 as Valadez swings there. 1-1 is the count. Again, 2 away here in the top of the second with a runner on first.
Moses went deep last game to win the ball game for him and his team. See if he can go deep again.
Valadez has been electric, like you were saying, Chase. Last game, MVP of the game, easily pitching a gem and with a grand slam. We'll see if he can keep it going here.
Maybe early Rookie of the Year watch right here.
Yeah, and seriously, seriously. Full count now to Valadez. And he holds and will walk. Excellent job there from Valadez. Runners on first and second for Morgan Granich.
There's 2 outs, so
there's 2.
You can get him here and get out of a little bit of a jam.
Drew Gradwall has only run into one tough situation here in his young pitching career in the AWA, but unfortunately gave up a grand slam. Starts Granich off with a strike. 0-1 is the count. That's low for ball 1. 1-1, the count here to Greenwich. Great eye there. 2-1. Swing and a miss. The high pitch there, even is the count at 2-2. Slider hits the zone, strike 3, and Drew Gradwall gets out of a mini jam there. No run score in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second here. Still scoreless, 0-0.
Jack's up. Jack, Chance, Drew.
Hey, let's see some offense.
It's the bottom of the second.
I kind of like being up here before the game, before our first game, you know, go see the pictures, get a little early. Dude, the thing is that, like, something that
Jack Blayhouse will lead it up past, ground ball past Valadez on the mound. Aaron Schofield gets Jack Blayhouse at first base. What a play from Aaron Schofield. Wow. What a play. Aaron Schofield able to get Jack Blayhouse there. Had to hurry it. Chance Justice, deep left center field. He goes deep.
That's what we needed.
Chance Justice, a solo shot, and the Northern Nighthawks take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Chance Justice goes deep to the furthest part of the park.
No doubt about that one. I mean, you can see out there, we trimmed some of those limbs, so there was no question about that one. Very nice from Chance, I think. His first hit of the year right there.
That was. Strike 1 there to Drew Gradwall on 1 the count. That's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hits him for ball 2, 2-1.
I'm noticing a trend today that a lot of first hits are home runs.
Yes.
Pretty impressive.
Schofield, it's not going to be in time to get Drew Gradwall as Greenwich wasn't able to hold on over there at first. And the Nighthawks get a runner on for Philip Grossenbacher.
Keep it going, Philip. Let's go. Come on, Drew.
Pitch from Valadez is fouled off for strike 1, 0-1 the count. Popped up into the air. Schofield is under it. He makes the grab, decides to throw away over to first. Good thing it was a good throw from Schofield. Drew Gradwall able to make it back to first safely. There's now 2 away. In the bottom of the second, Jack Blayhouse back up to the plate for the Nighthawks. Hits the zone. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. The high pitch there. And the count is now 0-2. Low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See if Jack can rip something here.
High pitch there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nighthawks able to take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Chance Justice with a solo ground ball to Greenwich at first. Nobody's at first base. Drew Gradwall, and Greenwich decides to throw the ball past Schofield at third. Drew Gradwall's gonna score on the overthrow from Greenwich, and the Nighthawks get another run. It's now 2-0 Nighthawks. Something that I've been noticing from this Aces team is they are not afraid to throw that ball around the yard, but as you can see there, it can definitely come back to bite you. A run scores on the overthrow from Greenwich.
And that's the thing about the AWA is sometimes it's better just to eat it, you know? You don't
Exactly.
Want, you don't want chaos going on. You don't want people running all over the place. So.
2 quick swings and misses from Chance Justice, and he's behind 0-2 as that one hits him for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Justice going deep in his last at-bat to deep left center field, furthest part of the park, our furthest home run we've seen here this year.
Yep, by far. To the deepest part of the park also.
Yes. So that's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Chance Justice. Full.
Full? It's 2-2. It's definitely 2-2. I hit off the knee and then that one. It's 2-2.
2-2 is the count. We got the count wrong. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss there. Chance Justice strikes out. But the Nighthawks get 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd here in game number 3.
What do we got? 1-0? 2-0? Like you said, trying to talk and like do the scoreboard and like talk about stories. And then everybody out here. Yeah, it's like dude, come out here and try it. Yeah, it's not easy. I got so many things going on in my head right now. What was that?
Ground ball right to Jack Blaus at first, and he will step on the bag to get Jack Scholl for the first out. Here in the top of the 3rd. Kanoa Jandok now up for the Aces as he looks at strike 1, 0-1 to Jandok. The Nighthawks, they're 2 outs away from avoiding the sweep here today against the Aces.
That's the main thing, avoid the sweep.
Exactly, and you know, most of the time, the AWA teams are pretty good at avoiding the sweep.
Yeah. Pretty, either one of your stud pitchers usually is gone or something like that for your team to get swept. So
yep.
Just a bad day overall.
Exactly. 3-1 here to Jandok as that will hit the zone for strike 2. Full count now to Jandok, and the Aces, they just need some base runners here in the final inning. And that is exactly what Jandok does. He works a walk, runner on first for the Aces, and up steps Aaron Schofield.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Robert, Shane needs you.
Let's see if Aaron can give it a ride and tie this game up. Be a perfect time right now for him.
I agree. This will be massive for Aaron Schofield. He looks at strike 1 there. 1-1 the count. Ripped past Chance Justice, but it is foul. 1-2 here to Schofield. 1-2. 1-2 is the count to Schofield. Runner on first, 1 away here in the top of the 3rd. High and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Great eye there from Schofield. Full count. Fouls that one off, and the count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Schofield be the tying run for the Aces at the plate.
Trying to tie this game up with one swing of the bat.
That's in play. It's going to be a fair ball, and that's a single for Aaron Schofield. Great job from him. Aces now with runners on first and second for Moses Valadez, who has been clutch for the Aces here in their opening series against the Nighthawks. Pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes to Valadez. 2-0 now the count. 3-0. Now here to Valadez. And we'll see if he has the green light here. He holds, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Valadez. And the bases are now loaded for the Aces. Morgan Granich will step up to the plate. Again, the tying run on at second for the Aces and the go-ahead run on at third.
You wonder if Drew didn't want to give up another home run to Moses there, you know.
Last
thing he wants to do is have that happen again.
I probably would have stayed away from him too.
Yeah.
And Morgan Granich for the Aces. Looks at ball 1, 1-0 the count. Hits the zone for strike 1. Nighthawks really looking to avoid this sweep. Aces took the first 2 games, and they currently lead the series 2-0 as that's in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
If you're the Aces, you just got to think, keep the line moving.
Yep.
Right? Get the next guy up, you know.
Exactly.
Chip away.
You got an opportunity here, got to capitalize. 2-2 to Granich is in the dirt, full count. And that pitch is outside, that'll walk in a run. Aces get a run on the board here in the top of the third. They cut the lead in half, and it's now 2-1 Nighthawks. Jack Scholl will step up to the plate for the Aces, looking to drive in a run to try to tie this ball game up in the final inning here of game number 3. Swings and misses the first pitch, 0-1. Inside for ball 2.
Jack Scholl is 1 for 8 on the day, 0 for 2 in this game.
Low there, 2-1.
You gotta let the viewers know, let the fans know.
That one is a home run here.
2-1 pitch is outside. 3-1 the count to Jack Scholl. That's high, and Jack Scholl will walk. That walks in the tying run. Scores now 2-2. And that is a tough, tough walk there for Drew Gradwall, who has been very good here today. Unfortunately, in these tough situations, he's just been giving up a couple of runs here and there. And
yep. He's got one out in the inning, but struggling to get that second one.
0-1 here to Kanoa Jandok. 1 ball, 1 strike. High and outside, 2-1. Hits him on the arm. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Jandok. Hits the zone, and that was a big pitch there from Gradwall. Full count now to Jandok. Swing and a miss, and Jandok strikes out. That's exactly what the Nighthawks needed right there. Drew Gradwall, great pitch from him. Able to come back after being down 3-1 in the count. There's now 2 away in the top of the third. Tie game for Aaron Schofield. Popped up into the air. Grossenbacher is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But the Aces, they score 2 and tie it up here. We go to the bottom of the third here in the final game between the Atlantic Aces and the Northern Nighthawks.
Dang it! You would have been out of there. I'm never
never gonna make it to basketball. I don't hear.
You want to go or? You can thumbs up when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready, dude. I'm ready to get. I'm ready to get going. Okay, hit a quick little dinger here, Drew. Yeah, that's one thing I'm hoping.
Chase, you make that sub, or was that already what it was?
We'll fire off the stats and everything. I think once we get more and more, like, Chase and I just go to. Yeah. Do yourself a favor now, Chase.
Whoa! Love that out of you.
Hey, as he's doing his windup, keep your foot down. Now.
1-1 is the count now to Drew Gradwall as we're in the bottom of the third inning here in Game 3. As that's just right over his head for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Nighthawks looking to walk it off here and avoid this sweep. They're going to have to get past Moses Valadez, who has been very, very good for the Aces so far in this series. 2-2 the count. Full count now to Drew Gradwall. Swing and a miss, and Valadez gets him. One away here in the bottom of the third. Valadez able to strike out Drew Gradwall for the first out of the inning. And Philip Grossenbacher will step up to the plate for the Nighthawks. It's the zone for strike one. Ball one there to Grossenbacher. 1-1 the count. As that is fouled off. Strike two, 1-2. One and two the count here to Grossenbacher. 1-2 on the way is gonna be foul again down the first base side, and the count will remain 1-2. Again, the Nighthawks trying to walk it off here in game number 3 against the Aces. That's fouled off. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Fighting up there.
Grossenbacher wants to get a hold of one here. Swing and a miss, and Valadez strikes out Philip Grossenbacher for the second out here in the bottom of the third. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Valadez. And he now faces Northern Nighthawks captain and 2-time MVP, Jack Blehouse. Blehouse looks at ball one, 1-0 the count. It's the zone for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now to Blehouse. It's the zone for strike 2, 1-2 the count.
That's just tough when it hits the edges like that.
High and inside, even. 2-2. Inside again. And the count now runs full here against Jack Blehouse. High, and Jack Blehouse will walk. Nighthawks get the winning run on at first base for Chance Justice.
Right guy, right moment? I think so.
Absolutely. I'd want Chance Justice up in this situation. 1-0 here to Justice. It's the zone for strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch from Valadez. And he's now ahead at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Valadez strikes out Chance Justice. We're going to extra innings. We're getting some free wiffle ball here. In game number 3, the score is tied 2-2 as we go to the top of the 4th inning.
Mark, who's up? Great question. Mo's up. Mo, you're up. No. Hey, Mark. No. You can keep going. No, yeah. If it's extra, you can keep going. Just hit it all. There's no, it's a game limit. So like if you,
Valdez rips that high and deep to center, and it goes over the fence. Valdez a solo shot, and he gives the Aces a 3-2 lead.
He's been the guy today for the Aces. I mean, pitching, hitting. I mean, put the team on your back, Moses.
What can't he do? What can't he do? Moses Valdez, solo home run, gives the Aces a 3-2 lead here in extras, and the Aces are just battling to get this sweep against the Nighthawks.
Yeah, just unbelievable performance today by Moses.
Morgan Granich up to the plate now for the Aces as he looks at ball 1, 1-0 the count. As that is outside as well. 2-0 here to Granich. Can't say enough good things about Valdez.
Yeah, you said yourself, 2 big home runs. I mean, locking down the pitching for the Aces. I mean, not much more you can ask for out of him today.
You know, he's probably also a sleeper. I got to imagine in fantasy wiffle ball, he wasn't probably that expensive coming into this week, but he's going to be pretty expensive from this week and on, I would have to imagine.
He was only $10, $11 maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if that shoots up past 40.
Yeah.
After this performance. So
seriously.
Congrats to whoever had him in your lineup week 1.
Morgan Granich draws the walk there, and the Aces have a runner on at first.
There's no outs, right? Yeah, okay. I didn't even have a chance to change his phone.
Jack Scholl up now to the plate for the Atlantic Aces with a runner on and nobody out as he looks at ball 1 in the dirt, 1-0. That hit the bat. That hit the bat. That's going to be a foul ball. Unfortunate there for Jack Blehouse. And pinpoint precision from Drew Gradwell. 1-1 for.
Did I just call you Playhouse? I'm sorry. So many.
1-2 here to Jack Scholl. That's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Jack Scholl strikes out on the high cheese there from Drew Gradwell. There's 1 away. And I owe Jack Scholl an apology. I keep getting Jack Blehouse and Jack Scholl missed up. The 2 Jacks, I just.
Jack Blehouse.
My goodness.
Jack Scholl. You got Jake also. I mean, I mess up Jake and Jack all the time also.
I got so many names going on in my head right now. Kanoa Jandok up now for the Aces as he looks at ball 1, 1-0.
No, that's one name we won't forget.
That's true. 2-0 now to Jandok. As that misses, it's now a 3-0 count here. Outside and Jandok, 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second with 1 away for Aaron Schofield.
Aaron Schofield is 3 for 9 on the day. Currently 2 for 4 this game. Let's see if he can go 3 for 5.
And this would be massive if Schofield could give the Aces some insurance runs here in extras as he fouls the first pitch off. 0-1 the count. Inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Schofield. outside for ball 2, 2-1. Rip down the third base side. That will be foul. 2-2. 2-2 on the way is low. Full count now to Schofield. Hits him for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for who else but Moses Valadez.
I mean, here we go. I mean, another chance to extend the lead. Maybe his second grand slam of the day, potentially.
We'll see.
Huge.
We'll see.
We'll see how Drew decides to attack him right now.
He's hit 2 out today in this series, and they've been massive home runs. First pitch outside for ball 1.
Ice in his veins.
I'd have to agree with you, Chase. 1-1 count to Valadez. Hits the zone for strike 2, and Valadez is now down 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's ripped. It's got a chance. It's past Jack Playhouse at first. Morgan Granich will score. Moses Valadez with an RBI single. And he just continues to be clutch in clutch situations. The Aces, they now lead it 4-2 here in extras. Able to fight that one off and go oppo over the head of Jack Playhouse over at first base. Valadez.
And he really showed his power there. I mean, he didn't really get the barrel on it, and it went all the way to the right field wall, so very impressive.
I thought it had a chance there.
I did too. You see Jack was struggling with it also out there.
Got the short porch out there in right field, so anything can happen. 2-0 is the count here to Morgan Granich. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Hits the zone again. Good pitch there from Drew Gradwall. And the count's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, bases loaded for the Aces. 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Aces trying to add on some insurance runs as that's in the dirt for ball 3. 3-2. Now the count here to Granich. And great job from Granich. Does not go there. That walks in another run. Aces now lead it 5-2. And the bases stay loaded with only 1 out in the top of the 4th. Jack Scholl back up to the plate for the Aces. Swing and a miss there from Scholl. 0-1 the count. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hits him for ball 2. 2-1.
Good eye there from Jack.
Great eye there from Jack Scholl. And in the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. Drew Gradwall looking like he's having a little bit of issues trying to find the zone here. Ball 4. Great eye there from Jack Scholl, and a run will come in for the Aces. They now are up 6-2 here in the top of the 4th. Still only 1 out for the Nighthawks.
And I'm looking here, Mark, and it says Drew's at 109 pitches so far.
Jeez.
You have to wonder if fatigue is setting in finally.
I would imagine. He's going to have to ice that wing after these games here tonight. Second pitch
That's the one thing we don't really talk about a lot, is how many pitches are thrown in a series.
I know.
I mean, some of these guys are throwing 200, 250 pitches.
It's happened
in a
before.
day?
I know. It's happened. And like you said, you know, it can definitely get a little tiring out there on the mound.
Having to repeat your throw like that over and over and over again, it's not easy.
It isn't. It isn't. Count is now.
Strikeout. Right?
Jandok strikes out.
Aaron Schofield comes back up. 2 outs.
And that's inside to Schofield, 1-0. Again, the Aces with a 6-2 lead. They're up 4 runs. You know, I would like to say that's a pretty good lead, but in the AWA, anything can happen. I don't even know anymore.
No lead is safe in the AWA.
It's really not. 3-1 as Schofield
Especially with
wasn't able to hold off of that
no
one.
run rule in late in games, that can change everything. So
it can be difficult, and you know, for the Nighthawks, you know, although they're up against the wall here, about to potentially get swept in their opening series against the Aces, I mean, they really haven't played that badly. It's just been one inning there, one big inning there, another big inning there. It's just, if they can limit that, they'll be competing with all these teams here in the league this year. Full count now to Schofield. Ground ball, the chance, Justice at third. He bobbles it, steps on third for the final out, but the Aces get 4 runs in the top of the 4th, and they lead it 6-2. We go to the bottom of the 4th here in extras. Aces 3 outs away from completing their first ever sweep in the AWA.
Comes Drew to lead it off this inning.
He looks at ball 1-1-0. Drew Gradwall just looking to help himself out here. He's pitched pretty well in these 2 games, just a couple unfortunate innings for him.
Yep.
But I think the Nighthawks, they got a really good pitcher in Drew Gradwall.
Very good pitcher. I mean, he showed out today, and they still have Jack, who didn't even have his best stuff today, and can't even imagine what's going to happen when Jack's on, and they got Drew dealing also. So
I agree.
Definitely wouldn't be worried if I was a Nighthawks fan.
I wouldn't either. 3-1 the count here to Drew Gradwall. Hits the zone. What a pitch there from Valadez. Able to hang in there. The count is full. Again, Nighthawks, they're down by 4 runs here in extras in the final game. Aces took the first 2, and the Nighthawks just trying to avoid a sweep. Outside for ball 4. Great at bat from Drew Gradwall. He gets on. And there's now a runner on first for Philip Grossenbacher. Looking to do some damage here.
You know, Philip got off to that hot start early in the game. I think 2 or 3 straight hits off the walls or something like that, and past 2 games he's over. So let's see if he can get his first hit in the game 3 here.
Been a little quiet. Might have had some beginner's luck there at the start, but quickly has been humbled by Valadez. 2-2 is the count to Grossenbacher, but the thing with Grossenbacher is, you know, I've played against him in Little League when we were kids. He's a very good hitter, so will be a very good player for the Nighthawks here. Valadez, I think it's just a testament to him. He's just been that good here tonight.
Exactly.
Full count now to Grossenbacher. Popped up into the air, hits the roof here.
Just for comparison, Drew Gradwall's at 120 pitches on the day. Moses is at 66.
Wow, what a difference. Valadez has thrown about half the pitches as Gradwall. Grossenbacher works a walk there, And there's now runners on first and second for the Nighthawks. Jack Blayhouse will come up to the plate with 2 runners on and nobody out. Hits the zone. Strike 1, 0-1. The count here to Blayhouse. Outside for ball 1, 1-1. It's the zone. Strike 2. And it'd be massive here if Jack could find a way to get on, because that would bring the tying run to the plate for the Nighthawks. Ripped up the middle, off the wall. Drew Gradwell rounding third, heading home. He will score. Philip Grossenbacher advances to third. Jack Blayhouse with an RBI single. And the Nighthawks get a run back. It's now 6-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. No outs, runners at the corners for Chance Justice.
That was an absolute laser. I mean, that was absolutely laser. Just a beautiful hit there by Jack.
Can we get an exit velo on that one?
Yeah. And look at the hands right there.
Right back to me. I was able to make the grab chase. Swing and a miss from Chance there. He's down 0-2. And that's ripped high and deep. It's off the top of the wall in center. Grossenbacher will score. Chance Justice with an RBI single. And the Nighthawks get another run back. It's now 6-4, only a 2-run lead here for the Aces. Drew Gradwell to the plate. First pitch to him, it's the top of the zone, 0-1 the count.
Almost an identical hit as Jack's. That was pretty impressive.
That was. And they just switched spots.
Exactly.
0-2 here to Drew Gradwell.
Drew's 1 for 2 this game. Let's see if he can up his average a bit.
Fouls that one back, and yeah, Drew just trying to do whatever he can to help himself out here. He's done great pitching in these last couple of games, and the Nighthawks just need to generate some offense for him here. 1-2 the count. That's fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss, and Valadez able to strike out Gradwell for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Philip Grossenbacher will step back up to the plate for the Nighthawks. Outside for ball 1.
And he represents the winning run.
Winning run, Philip Grossenbacher at the plate.
Exactly.
1-1. Swing and a miss there. Grossenbacher swing at the high pitch, and he is now behind 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Moses has gotten ahead early these last 2 batters. 0-2 to Drew, now 1-2 to Philip, so let's see if he can punch him out here.
Hits the zone, and Valadez gets Grossenbacher looking for the second out here in the bottom of the 4th. Wow, back-to-back strikeouts for Valadez when the Nighthawks were threatening, and jeez, he's looking like he's about to slam the door here.
Back-to-back Ks, just huge.
That's a line drive. Granich reaching out for it, can't get it. Grossenbacher will score an RBI single for Jack Blayhouse, his 2nd RBI single of the inning. And the Aces are now just holding on to a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Chance Justice looks at ball 1.
Morgan almost had that out there in right field.
He did. Granich has had a couple of opportunities out there on line drives, just wasn't able to get to them. But good effort from him out there. Popped up into the air. It's going to be... And Schofield, was that Schofield makes the grab in foul territory. The Aces, they win it 6-5 here in game number 3, the Atlantic Aces, in their first ever series in the AWA, they sweep the Northern Nighthawks to begin their season. The Atlantic Aces 3-0. The Northern Nighthawks get swept. They're 0-3. What a few games of baseball or wiffle ball we had here today.
What a couple games here today, Mark. I mean, just first game started off high scoring, very high scoring. And it kind of died off there to the end and was more of a pitcher's duel the rest of the day. So great job today, and yeah, fun day.
Excellent job from the two teams, the Atlantic Aces and the Northern Nighthawks. We're going to go down to Robert on the field, who is with Drew Gradwall of the Northern Nighthawks.
Tough night for you, but amazing night pitching, over 10 strikeouts. How did it feel out there, even though you couldn't get the runs you needed?
Yeah, you know, haven't pitched in 10 years in wiffle ball, so kind of just tried to go out there and do my best. Worked out for the most part, you know, walked a few runs in that last inning there. I'm not too happy about, still got some work to do, but overall, positives to build on as a team.
What are those positives for you individually after a good pitching night? What lessons are you taking forward here?
You know, I just got to look at what was working and maybe what wasn't and make some adjustments either before next game or mid-game, you know. These guys were hitting the ball great, so props to them as well. And Moses had a great pitching night as well. So.
How'd you feel about that competitiveness out there between both of you?
You know, it was a lot of fun. No one told me that pitching was going to be so stressful. You know, it was a lot of fun, battle back and forth the whole way. So I'm a competitor, so I enjoyed it the whole time.
Last question, you and Chase, are you guys good, or there's a little beef after that hit early? And it's like,
no, we're good. You know, accidents happen. Sometimes you get hit by a pitch. You just got to wear it off and go for the next one. So.
All right, thanks for your time, Drew. Yeah. Back up to the booth, guys.
Should I have sent this off? I probably should have. Okay, turn it on.
I would say, I mean, if you got serious guys, I would say. Yeah, just in case somehow someone forgets it. Unless you guys want to rock it. Yeah, serious. This is the story. This is the story.